Are you a victim of domestic violence? Since 2013, From Ordinary to Extraordinary has helped over 3,000 women, and we want to continue to rebuild the community with one family at a time. Please make a donation or sign up for volunteer opportunities today at IamFote.org. No matter how you choose to get involved, know that every bit counts. From Ordinary to Extraordinary is a 501c3 nonprofit organization designed to empower women and girls that have experienced domestic violence.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap, tap, tap in.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday Eve. Some people call it Thursday. We call it Friday Eve because we are fiending for Friday and get the weekend popping. It's Michael, Shawn, it's Jay Black, it's Sexy Mo. Shawnee Scott's not here, but you heard her voice on the commercial. And every time I hear her do the voiceover for the commercial, I get jealous because I hate people with good radio voices because I don't have a good radio. I don't have a typical radio voice.
Got that squeaky.
Yeah, like even Mo, when Mo talks, she's got a smoothed out, just like she. What did BBD say? They were smoothed out on the hip hop something tip.
With a pop feel appeal to it.
And here I come with this loud ass squeakiness. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just an observation. Sexy Mo, how was your night? Night.
I actually fell asleep in the middle of finishing up my presentation.
Okay.
I have a marketing presentation today on branding to do this evening. Somewhere after my flight, I have to catch a flight today. And so I'm not even packed.
Wow, nice.
Black folk at his finest. All right.
So I'm going to pack in 30 minutes. And then I'm just going to run out to the airport.
But when you taking, like, I haven't.
Wow.
I was very unused to taking flights again because I hadn't been flying in a while. But when you're used to getting as many flights as you on,
yes,
like a 30-minute pack is not ideal, but it's doable. Like you basically know in your mind, mindset, what you're gonna put in that suitcase.
Yeah, true.
Because that's what I used to do.
Yes, I know the basics, but for women it's different because your shoe has to match your bag, and your bag has to match your outfit, and then there's the coat change, and then so.
I keep forgetting your son.
There's
I had a
that.
joke, but your son might be lurking, so I had a joke, but never mind.
Yeah.
Ashley, good morning. Good morning, people.
After our conversation yesterday and the talk about, bisexuals and gays and him giving me the look and saying, I think that this is very inappropriate, what you guys are talking about. He gave me this long speech on the way to school. And so today I have in my ear pods.
Oh, you got your ear pods in. Oh, good. So all he got to do is reprimand you on your responses. That's all he can hear is your responses. So you still got to edit and all the other stuff. I mean, you got to pack batteries. You got to pack.
Mike is saying things that are inappropriate.
Well, no, I think I was pretty adult yesterday. I was proud of myself. I had jokes I could have cracked, but I ain't crack them. I mean, because I wasn't trying to be funny.
Mike shouldn't say that because everybody's different. Like he just went into the whole thing and.
Yeah, asking you, she says, moved out on the R&B tip with a pop appeal to it. Okay, girl. All right, all my old school cats here. Okay, all right.
Those are the real New Edition fans.
Oh, man. They'll be on tour again this year, y'all, so y'all can check them out if you missed them the last 15 years. Jay Black, how was your night?
Night was cool. Yesterday was Wednesday, the 25th. All was good. I had a first yesterday happen.
Uh-oh.
I had
you admitted to being wrong immediately.
No.
That couldn't. That would be a first. Immediately, off the top, if you say before we go any further.
I don't think this ever happened. No, but Mo, first, good morning. What I didn't say the good mornings to people. I saw Nikki White Chocolate. What up, Ashley, Apple Queen, Kathy, Night. I saw Nyla name there too. Good morning, Nyla. Joy is up with us. What up, Joy? Namaste.
Joy.
Hey, namaste.
Pain.
Queen Born.
Queen Born got the Queen Born on there. Okay.
Oh, okay. Not the Shay Shay. Okay, she on Twitch. She's watching us on Twitch. That's why.
TOL talkers are in effect this morning. Good morning.
But my first yesterday, Mo. So I called Mike yesterday, Mo, right? And he didn't answer. Like, cool. You sleep, work. I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea. Knocking some chick off. Who knows? But no,
Jesus.
No, I'm playing. Oh, as Shawnee pops in. Hey,
As Shawnee pops on.
And you
Shawnee.
trying to crack codes.
What up, Shawnee?
But I called him, right, Mo, and he didn't answer. So I'm like, cool. Why he called back whispering? I never ever had this happen ever in my 20 plus years of knowing Mike. He called back. I'm still at work. What's going on? Yo, I ain't thinking. I've never had Mike call me sneaking on the phone talking about, I'm at work right now. Was everything all right? What in the world? It sounded so crazy to me. Because Mike has never had a regular, real job.
He's never had a regular, job.
To hear him whispering,
yes.
What's going on? Everything all right? I'm still at work. And he said, like, I'm supposed to know, I'm still at work. I don't know your schedule, Negro. I don't know what time you get off of work.
Welcome to the world of the regular folks.
That was a first for me. I literally hung up like, did that just happen? Yes. I said, I know what he's gonna say. I ain't supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to be here. Dude. Oh man,
but look, Bo, but like typical black Puerto Ricans, he said, he whispered, I can't be on the phone. I've been waiting. He said, but what's going on? And then I said, I can get you up later. No, but go ahead, quickly, go ahead. And I tell him that you want to respond. And now we going back and forth. I thought you weren't supposed to be on the phone.
I'll tell you the most ignorant part of that is I did that whole phone call and I was at the computer clocking out and I didn't clock out till after the phone call. Like I actually stayed on there and got paid for the phone call.
That's time clock for us.
Well, let's not get fired. Let's not get fired before March, sir. Let's not get fired before March.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. There's some drama at that job. I had to take they said, Mike, you need a password. You need to go to the computer because it was slow. It's getting slow because it's past the holiday rush. They wanted me to take a test. There's a certain test I have to take in order to work at this job. One is called a hazmat test, and there's another test. I ain't taken a test in like 25 years, y'all. I have not sat down in front of anything and been questioned and had 5 or 6 questions that I had to answer and then be judged upon those answers right afterwards. So I took the first half of the test, which that was simple. But I saw the white kid do the second half of the test, which I got to take today. That one ain't as simple. I'm stressed. I'm like, dog.
One example of one question, like just a
dry ice. How do you pack dry ice? You gotta have to decide what are the things that you can do with dry ice and what are the things you cannot do with dry ice. Now, one thing you cannot do with dry ice, this is so real. I'm not supposed to do this. This is ridiculous. What you're not supposed to do is you can't smother dry ice. Dry ice has to be allowed to breathe because if you smother dry ice can explode.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yes.
See?
Ain't nobody packing no dry ice.
Who's sending dry ice?
If somebody sends dry ice, guess who they not coming to? They not coming to my register. You might as well go straight. Just like if you got an international package, keep it moving.
I guess if I needed to send you something cold, like you're not from this area and you wanted like whatever, something.
I don't know, or you need to dry ice, yeah. Or you need whatever.
And it might be something I might have a pie or a cake or something I want to send overnight to my
keep
son.
It cold.
And
some tasty cakes or something you want to keep it soft.
Tasty cakes.
Yes, James, you're absolutely right. James, you're absolutely right with the not being able to touch it. There's
you can't touch it directly?
Yeah, there's something else you have to do with it. But nobody comes in there trying to send something in dry ice because
just in case.
You ain't gotta get ready.
So then and I'm learning now, the older I get, I don't whisper. Like I say things in my mind and I'm really saying them. I'm really saying them. I'm saying them and I really got to stop this. I really got to stop. Like I got to get this under control. A dude came in and he said he lost his hearing aid. And he was like, I think I left the hearing aid here. When? They were like, last week. He's like, last week. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you shit out of luck. What you think? We kept the hearing aid? Like, and the problem is the hearing aid, the one kid is he's so proactive. This one kid is so proactive. He goes, describe the hearing aid, right? He draws it. As he's describing, he draws a picture of the damn hearing. I said, this is far and above anything.
Was that necessary?
Because they're really trying to find a hearing aid. Like this place that I work at is really big on customer service. Like they're huge on customer. They will go above and beyond
Okay, but how many hearing aids, if you just say you stumble on one happenstance, right? Why would you have to draw one? Wouldn't you know? Would it
No, the
look like
kid
what
was
you
trying
say?
the kid was trying to get a description of the hearing aid because he's like, what does it look like? The
Is he
kid is like
millennial?
19. He don't know
Yo,
what
say
a hearing
less.
aid.
You don't ain't got no lost and found. Ain't no lost and found.
So come to find out, it looked like a pair of headphones, like the earbuds. So with the earbuds, it could have been mixed up with anything because we could have thought it was a return. It could have been put anywhere. I'm like, so mind you, I'm minding my business. Like I stay quiet to the point where now sometimes people be like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm minding my business." I just want to get to my lunch, and then lunch. I want to pick up my daughters from school, and then I want to come back here and I want to knock this out till 6:30, and then I just want to come home. And but the man says out of nowhere, I think he was helping me and points at me. And I'm like, first of all, I don't remember if I was helping you or not. Like, I'm not going to remember you. I'm not. But he says it was last week.
It was him.
I was off last week. I wasn't even in the store last week. My last day was my last day? Tuesday, I think, was my last day because I was out. I went to Dallas. So the days he was talking about, I wasn't even there. And he was like, "Nah, I think it was him." And then I whispered, "You got the wrong person." Right. And my supervisor was like, he got you mixed up with another kid who got the same type of hair I got. Cause it just happens to be there's 3 dudes who got their hair all curly. And then I just said, "You got the wrong guy." And I was starting to get irritated because I was like, and if I did take care of you, I didn't leave the goddamn hearing aid here. You did, old man. You left that shit. I didn't do anything. Like you were the one who was irresponsible.
But you can't say that because then you're practicing ageism in the workplace, and that would be discrimination. You can't do that.
And then he wanted to bring up how much it cost. Guess what? Guess whose fault it is that
he
it
started
cost that
telling
much
you.
money.
He wanted you to feel guilty.
Liability.
But he's saying it to somebody else because my facial expression is already. I tuned out. I don't know it, dog. I don't know about other people. But if I left something a week ago, I'm taking the L that we're not finding this. That we're not gonna, and I give credit to the entire staff. They looked. Everybody had philosophies and theories on what could have happened, and they were very nice to him. I just gotta watch saying stuff that I'm thinking in my mind. Because I was like, you got the wrong person, but I ain't saying it in a happy way. I was saying, I think you're trying to profile me now. Like
you felt the attack. You felt the attack.
Yeah.
Like what?
And it's not like I'm really great at this job, so I can't take no heat from random people. There's a whole nother scandal going on in that job that I think I'm a part of, that I'm not even certain I'm a part of, but I think I possibly could be because of something. No, it's something you're supposed to do. Some what do you call that stuff that y'all call in your jobs rules? But they got a different
policies.
Word. Policies. There's a policy.
There's policies. Everybody
shit.
has policies.
Yo, did you guess? They got this thing going around. I don't know what it is. They got me caught up in something. Corporate women's time. Policies and procedures.
But I'm not. But I'm not a snitch.
I'm not supposed to be
but the thing is, I'm not supposed to be here. Clearly. And the reason, the policy, you ever have a policy at your job? You ever have a policy that you know everybody isn't following? And you know it's a policy. So when I see everybody else wasn't following the policy, I said, oh, so the reason why y'all don't follow the policy is because we get backed up. No. So y'all skipping something. But I ain't want to snitch because they came to me. It was like, hey, have you been doing so and so? I ain't saying
investigated. They did statements from everybody. I talk to everybody.
And they were like, we got to look at the cameras. Well, y'all look at the cameras because in order to follow the policy, the camera got to have the audio. But and so I don't even know. I don't know how long I'm gonna be there, y'all. I don't know how long. I don't know how long I'm gonna be in this bitch. But anyway. I guess that. Oh, and never fall asleep with the TV on. This is just a public service announcement, and we got to get the Sexy Mo's allegedly on time today because she got things to do. Never fall asleep with the TV on because my sleep pattern has been a little off the last few days. Not bad, but it's been a little off. Right. Mm-hmm. But I've been sleeping. Mm-hmm. But in the middle of the night, I had Steph Curry was on my mind. Like
in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. Pause. Steph Curry.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
And then all of a sudden I was like, I hear an announcement that goes, Steph Curry has been ejected from the game. I was like, they don't eject Steph Curry, but why am I dreaming? I had the stupid TV on, but I had it low where I could just hear it enough. So what happened was I opened my eyes and it's Steph Curry getting kicked out the game for throwing his mouthpiece. And he pouted off the game. But now I'm awake and it's 1:30 in the morning. So I watched the rest of the Golden State Memphis Grizzly game. Like I give a damn about the on a Wednesday. So I'm a little tired right now. I'm a little tired right now. Don't go to sleep. That's just my public service announcement. Keep the TV off. Don't sleep with it on because you will think about Steph Curry in the middle of the night. All right, where do y'all want to go to? What do y'all want to start with today? Y'all want to go straight to this teacher because teachers and school bus drivers they live in a violent life lately.
Yeah, we can go right to that before allegedly we got time. No, because I saw this clip and I immediately thought about you because every time there's a teacher and a student fight, I'm always like, ain't no kid putting their hands on my child. And Mike is always, but let's find out.
Ain't no teacher putting their hands on the child.
Ain't no teacher putting their kid, on my kid. But Mike always go the opposite. Mike want to know, what did the kid do? Mike want to know, what did the kid do? And I'm thinking, like, what does that matter? And then I saw this clip. I said, I wonder what Mike thinks of this. So this was a clip of a substitute teacher. Oh, boy. Manhandling a student. He called them the N-word. Right, so the student called, the N-word, and the teacher got mad, gripped him up and told him to get the F out the class. So let's see what Mike thinks of this video here.
Say it again. Hey, I don't care. Stop swinging. I ain't swinging. My head behind my back. Yeah, you ain't playing, so then you swing then. What's up? Call me that word then. You didn't say it, though. I bet you ain't gonna say it no more. I bet you ain't gonna say it. I'm not playing with you, bro. You ain't playing with a student. I ain't fighting no. I'm not playing. Say it again. Damn. Say it again. Nah, bro. Say it again. Fuck out my class.
All right, Mike. Let's hear your thoughts there, sir.
That's lean on me.
Nah, Mike. Let's go. Because you
I'm gonna say it just like this. Don't start bringing it up. You messing with a student because you wasn't acting like a student earlier. What he did was 100% wrong. But y'all motherfuckers are gonna start learning that you keep stepping to grown-ass men and something like this is gonna happen. Now, is he gonna get in trouble? Yes, he is. Has he lost his job? Yes, he has. Can he be charged with something? Probably. But y'all gonna stop stepping to grown men and thinking it's sweet. That's not real life. You're not going to keep stepping to people and think this ain't going to happen. Y'all all are 16 or 17 years old and y'all want to step to people. He is wrong. Wow. But now we not, y'all going to keep messing around till somebody stomp you out. Y'all going to keep playing. And he's wrong. I'm not defending him in any way because he should, if he can't handle that situation, He shouldn't be a substitute
all
teacher.
The time. You are the adult. You are in charge. You got to be the bigger person. You always go with no.
But you want a make-believe world. You don't want the world that we really live in. The world that we really live in is that if you step to the wrong person, you could get hurt. But you want to go back to this. Well, he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't. But these kids better learn at some point because something really bad is going to happen at one of these schools one day. If it hasn't happened and we just don't know the story. Somebody's going to really get severely hurt at one of these places one day. Somebody's going to be the hothead. It might be the student coming back with a gun. It might be the student coming back with an uncle. And somebody's going to wind up dead at one of these schools. And all we're going to sit here is argue about is the policy. There's something wrong going on. Go ahead, Mo. Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
Let me see. I can probably unmute you.
That's because Jay Black muted me.
Go ahead, Mo. What's your thoughts? And then we read some of these comments.
Mother smucker. Jay Black muted me. So, here we go. I used to teach in a care program as a clinician. That was one of the things that I did. And a care program is in Philadelphia. It's like one of the things. It's like the final step before they send you out the district. So everybody in the class got a behavioral problem, right? So there's you ain't going nowhere. You could cuss the teacher out. you know, you can get up in a teacher's face, and they know that you can't send me home, you can't touch me. At that time, you can get a restraint, like if you're in crisis, but they knew like this was like they was with the shits. Okay. So in this case, the teacher was wrong. Even though I understand, I definitely understand the getting in the face and talking out of turn and stuff. I understand where you definitely want to grip these kids up. But that student never touched that teacher. So that was the teacher who lost his cool and wasn't the adult in the situation and decided to flex and he antagonized the situation because he could have diffused it. He could have said, go sit down or whatever, or he could have went back to teaching, or he could have called somebody to get the kid removed. But instead, he got in his face like they was out on the street. What you gonna do? Say it again. Say it again. He kept intimidating him, right? He kept egging it on. That's for the streets. Even if the kid was acting like the environment that he comes from. As a teacher, as an educator, in this particular situation, he should not have escalated it, especially when the kid refused to say the word again. The teacher was wrong.
Yeah, the teacher was.
Now, I will tell you, I have had a fight with a student.
Oh, let's go.
Let's
go.
What you doing?
I have had a fight with a student. She was in the accommodation room. She threatened me every day. Bitch, I beat you up. I said, you're not going to touch me. Right? And I'm a firm believer. I used to tell all my kids back in Philadelphia, you know, you respect me, I respect you. So one day, you know, when these kids are off their medications or whatnot, they got the strength of Job. I don't care how small, how big they are. They fight like a 250-pound linebacker. Okay. So we're in the classroom and she went off. So the teachers already knew what it was. They cleared the classroom because I couldn't leave her in the classroom.
Right.
Cleared the classroom. And I told her, I said, you hit me, I'm gonna walk you like a dog. I'm letting you know that right now. You can't hit me. You hit me, you're gonna lose your job. I said, don't put your hands on me.
You was agitating yourself.
No, I didn't. Dude, I want that.
You
was
said
a
you hit me. You told her, but you do this, and I'm gonna do that.
That's a warning.
But that ain't de-escalating.
That's a warning.
Okay.
Because I did all of the therapeutic stuff. This was brewing. This is when I was young in my career. This is when I used to come in heels. She hit me in my eye so hard, my contact flew out, and it was off the road. I beat that little girl all around the classroom. And then afterwards, we sat there. I said, "You all right?" "Yes, Miss Monique. I'm all right."
Now that respect is there. Yeah, so Mike, I'm gonna go through these comments for you, Mike.
That was the only time that I ended up having to do that.
Stacy said, "Nope, he was wrong." Nyla said,
"Yeah,
he no longer be teaching." Yeah. You can go through these. There's a lot of comments here. James.
It said that this had to happen because these kids think they can step to the teachers because you got the school behind them.
Yeah.
Joy, listen, all I have to do is give a look. However, these kids need their asses kicked. That's just a clip. Spend 90 minutes with these disrespectful kids and see if your feelings won't change.
Yeah, I've taught, and I do very much understand that the tolerance and the patience and the yielding that you have to deal with not only children with behavioral problems, but children who are coming from such difficult circumstances that when they get to you in the classroom, it is nothing but a whole shit show. And think of not just one student, but a whole classroom full of, and you're trying to teach. So I empathize with teachers. I feel like, you know, NBA players get paid a lot, but these teachers don't get paid near enough to teach these children, especially in the inner city and a lot of the things that they have to deal with. Not that the county don't have any problems, but definitely in the inner city, they have, you know, they don't have the support and the resources that they need at all.
Tashabi said, I once worked at a boys' home for troubled 12 to 17-year-olds. I was 28 and still streets. those kids will put their hands on you because they think you can't do anything. Reality hit their asses real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is, because on one hand, you want younger teachers who can relate to these kids. But Mo, I got my popcorn yesterday. Dope.
Thank you for supporting again.
Then you don't want to have people still in that age range, because this could happen. But then you don't want older teachers because they can't handle the situation. I don't know, y'all. I just know what you're not going to find me doing is being a substitute teacher. And I don't know how we're going to resolve this, because it's bigger than what happens in the school.
You got to be built for the job.
But what I'm saying is, it's not being built for a job when you're in a situation that is out of control.
I think verbally, you're going to be taxed verbally. So you have to have the wherewithal to stand through that. But the physical aspect, when someone is going to put their hands on you, that becomes a matter of you defending yourself. J Black, I am sorry. These kids are as big or bigger than most of the teachers out here.
We're talking about this situation and that guy, though. That guy was bigger than the student. Like Nyla just said, she said that the little boy called him the N-word, and she's thinking there's got to be something more going on in that man's life for him to even put his hands behind his back. Say it again. Yeah, like he wanted to fight. He thought he was
a buildup. You always say there's a buildup, and it's not just about this story. It's about all the stories that we do, and you always bring up the buildup.
Usually something leads to it,
because there is something that led to him putting his hands behind his back.
But he kept agitating the dude. He kept trying to pump the student at this point. Now he's trying to challenge him.
Whenever I say that, you go, yeah, but there had to be something else. Whenever we talk about this stuff, you always say there had to be something else that happened.
No, it looked like the teacher was just triggered from him being called the N-word.
Which literally, this is why I'm saying society is so crazy. That is a trigger. That should be a trigger. But because nobody has any, I would not have called the teacher the N-word. He shook out that little green papers.
I think I did see papers. I would have watched it again. I think I did see papers flying around.
That's very triggering. I mean, it's triggering because I've been in the classroom. I've seen those situations, and it's a lot. You have to think of even the stress on the teachers, and I'm not making excuses either way. And I know you say that no, because you know what? At the end of the day, these teachers are human. They're human beings, and they go through things as well. And I know we say, "Oh, you're an adult. You're adult," because I say it all the time.
You say that about cops.
I
say cops.
I know I say it all the time, but I'm telling you, in the same anxiety that these kids are bringing into the school. Teachers also experience burnout and anxiety as well. And so I agree with one of the listeners when she said, I think that there's something else going on in the teacher's life that day, because I can't see a teacher not saying, you know what, let me diffuse this, or let me try to de-escalate that. He wanted all the smoke.
My coworker is currently out of work because of a student fighting her. She didn't react, yet has a broken wrist. Listen, wow. I don't play that. If you touch me, I'm mopping you.
Point blank. Broken, she didn't fight back.
But that's why she broke her wrist.
Probably so, yeah.
She had to fight back. So it ain't like a.
They probably tussled. They probably tussled, but she probably didn't walk her ass like a dog and beat the brakes off of her like if she was out in the street. Come on.
These situations, and once again, this is bigger than school, and that's why it's not gonna get fixed. This is the atmosphere that teachers and students are living in before they walk into that school, and there are things that are dictating these emotions that are way before school that have nothing to do with it.
Don't get paid.
I don't know how. And the scary part is when the scary part is when people just decide they're not going to be teachers anymore. Like when people are just like, I'm not taking this occupation. Like when everybody says, well, if you're not built for it, don't take the job. When everybody decides that this ain't worth it, then I want to know what we're going to do. Shawnee Scott, what up, girl? Said, when I'm in the classroom, I let the kids know I don't care about losing his job. Step to me and he will go.
Shawnee went to smoke. Her earlier comment mentioned how the other students saw how that teacher reacted, so it's letting them other kids know, don't try me. So that's what we're doing. Nyla said, play it again. I saw no aggression from this student. All I saw was the teacher doing all the in your face, trying to make. Yeah, and I'm gonna play it again.
That's the larger problem I had with the teacher, is that instead of de-escalating it or just deading the whole situation, he was in the student's face, egging him on and trying to escalate it and make him say it again, even though he didn't.
And in these classrooms,
say it again.
This might sound crazy. In these specific classrooms that Mo actually described about the last chance, basically class where they know they get, I don't think you should have substitutes in there.
Well, so we don't. There are no substitute teachers in those type of model classrooms, and I don't even think Philadelphia has them anymore. They did away with that. They used to have accommodation rooms, and they used to have care programs through like outside agencies, but they don't use substitute teachers for that. You have to either be a clinician or a certified teacher, or like you have master level teachers in certain certifications for those.
Good morning, Bishop. And he's wrong. I'm not saying he's not wrong. I'm just, listen, for a teacher to be in these situations, we want every teacher to be like an amazing teacher with the amazing patience of Job and have the effect of being able to de-escalate every violent situation, every district. Now, this is Monday through Friday. For a whole school year, this is what we want teachers to do. Now, let's be honest. In every profession, they are great teachers, they are okay teachers, and they are bad teachers. You're not going to get a school district full of great teachers, great motivators, great communicators. You're going to get a lot of teachers who are just okay teachers, who don't know all the steps and ways that a great teacher will have. It's just like any other profession. So this is going to get worse, y'all.
Shawnee want all the smoke. Yep, that's what we doing. I said, that's what we doing? Yep, that's what we doing. That's not it. That's not. I'm going to play this clip again.
I got fired from a daycare for calling one of the kids a mother. I should have put my hands on his little bed. It's dog. There's a disconnect that is so crazy right now. I don't know. Go ahead, play the video. Just play the video again.
I want to see more of the video before I say, okay, here we go. All right, Joy.
You heard what I said? Yeah, you know.
The teacher is on the right-hand side with his hands behind his back, edging the student on. The student is on the left.
Step out in there. Say it again. Say it again. Hey, I don't care. Step swing. I ain't swinging. My hands behind my back. Yeah, you ain't playing, so then like you swing then. What's up? Call me that word then. You didn't say it though. I bet you ain't gonna say it no more. I bet you ain't gonna say it. I'm not playing with you, bro. You ain't playing with a student. I ain't fighting no. I'm not playing. Say it again. Say it again. Nah, bro. Say it again. Fuck out my class.
All right. There we go.
That's a disturbing video, y'all. But I've been saying that this is gonna get worse. And all I hear is who's wrong and who's
just
right.
Pushed the teacher. The teacher was in his personal space, Shiny. When someone gets too close, when I'm feeling you breathing on me, I have the right to shoulder shove you all. Get out of my face. Like he had that right to protect his space.
Do you see the rules you use? Now when you want to use street rules, you can use street rules. You see how you adjust?
Is respect this dude. You can't be in somebody's face that close.
But now when somebody calls me the N-word, I can't respond. I can't step to you. But if
physical and words are two different things, as Mo was saying earlier.
Okay,
you can
so
say all day long what you gotta say.
What I'm saying is your whole mentality switches where you use street rules when you feel like using them.
And he's the adult, Mike. He's the teacher. He's supposed to have the law and order. He's supposed to de-escalate. He's like, who said?
Either you're going to stay by policy. Either we're going to stay by policy. Either we're going to stay by total policy, because that's the word of the day, or we're not.
What do you personal space?
If the kid pushed him off and called him the N-word, the kid started to disrespect.
No, he called the N-word prior. That was over at that point. Now the teacher is supposed to handle it differently, not try to now punk him and take his manhood and step to him as if he's in a street.
Take your manhood. See, now we back to the streets.
No,
no.
I'm saying once the N-word was said, is the ways you're supposed to handle that. The way the teacher wanted to handle it was he made it even worse. He stepped it up. He escalated it.
All I'm saying, Jay, is you switch up when you want to use the street code and when you want to use school policy and when people should de-escalate stuff. And there was never one word did you ever say. Just think about this. Never once did anybody say, why didn't the kid sit down?
Well,
He
had a grown man husky in his face trying to.
And you wanted to step to a grown man because you wanted to impress your
it looked
friend.
like he was trying to honestly walk away. He was
well,
trying
why
to
didn't he
avoid it.
sit? Why didn't he just sit? Said, you know what?
I know the teacher was
my bad.
That's what I know. And you and Shawnee want to fight kids.
I don't want to fight kids. I'm trying to tell you what you're arguing is not going to change nothing. That there's a bigger problem to this, and it's going to get worse. What did Shawnee say before that?
I don't know. Shawnee want to fight kids.
He didn't even touch the kid when he pushed him the first time.
She's defending it.
And we don't have the entire situation. No, we don't have the entire.
You see enough. It was more.
I don't know what you want me to say. Look at. Jay, I said he was wrong.
That was your kid. You cool with that?
He was wrong.
Shawnee, that was your kid, Shawnee, that called the teacher the N-word. She got out of character, and the teacher gripped her up, shook her like that, and threw her on the ground. You cool with that?
I do know what Shawnee would say. If one of her kids called the teacher the N-word, she would be in her kid's ass.
Not in that moment. Not
in that moment, but everybody
back in the crib.
Back in the crib, she would be in her daughter's situation. If they called him that word. But listen, I admitted the guy is wrong. And the guy's gonna lose his job. But we're gonna keep seeing more and more videos like this, and we're just gonna debate who's wrong or right, and there's not gonna be any change. Because if you keep firing every teacher that gets into these confrontations, like I said, there's not gonna be any teachers left. And how easy it is to become a substitute is a whole nother story. Now, somebody told me when I was looking for a job, you know how easy it is. You can be a substitute. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, you can. And right now you don't have to have any type of teacher certification or anything. A lot of the older teachers the seasoned teachers are retiring and coming out of the field because they can't take the environment. Especially since the pandemic. You know, we had a shortage before, but after the pandemic, a lot of the teachers are not coming back to teach, and they just can't do it. And so here you have it. You have a classroom full of full-time, substitute teachers who are not certified. They're just basically babysitters for the classroom. They're not, taught. They have a one-day training. That's it. So
that's crazy.
What is it? So you don't even know if he's a certified teacher. He might be a substitute teacher because we don't have context. We don't have, the backstory of this. He may very well be a substitute teacher.
Taking his manhood, really, Jay.
And somebody else said
that's what that is.
When the video turned on, the video started. Now, once again, Steven Spielberg is not directing this video. This is a kid in class who has an iPhone or whatever phone. She gets what she gets.
Wait, you saying your daughter would get what she get what she remember your thought, Mike.
I tried to tell you when Shawn,
Shawnee, is you okay with a teacher whipping your child?
Wait. I tried to tell you if she found out her daughter was disrespecting the teacher, I'm telling you, I've had this conversation with her before. Like she's gonna want smoke with the girl teacher who grabbed her daughter, but she's gonna be pissed at her daughter for being disrespectful. You can't just call teachers the N-word out here. Jay, you should probably become a PTI professional teacher inspector. Man, listen. I'm not
being in a classroom is not easy. I'm telling you, and being in a classroom with children that have behavioral problems. I'm telling you, Jay Black, just spend one day. I promise you, if you spend one day,
there's ways to de-escalate things.
No.
It's how you conduct yourself, how you handle yourself. Like Joy said earlier, I give a look. She has her class where they know her look. You have to demand respect and own it. Is the way you carry yourself. Respect is given.
Dude, I can tell you ain't been in a classroom for a kid.
I know how to regulate myself. I know how to handle myself.
I was at a basketball game. That ain't working. Go ahead, Mo. I'm sorry. I was at a basketball. That ain't working. Go ahead.
Every classroom atmosphere is different. So yes, Joy may be able to control this class, right? But on any given day, the variable may change. So you never know what may happen at home with the student, especially if you have students, again, who have behavioral problems. If you have students who have behavioral problems, I'm telling you,
you're out.
one day,
and he not going.
Jay Black,
you out my class.
No, he not going, but he just said he's not going.
Tolerating.
But he said he's not going.
I demand respect.
So what happens when the principal, when you have your meetings, you have your teacher meetings, right? And y'all are talking, y'all have y'all teacher meetings, and you are not allowed to send that student to the office every day.
So I'm having a conversation with the principal. Then what resources do I have in order for me to be able to professionally and thoroughly do my job? So if I'm not going to tolerate this person in here that's disrupting the masses, there has to be systems in place for unruly kids to remove. I need you out. I'm from the time you get disrespectful when I demand, like, it's not happening.
Hold on,
it's not happening.
You think you can send all 10 of your disrespectful kids out?
We're gonna figure something out. No, I'm demanding respect.
Gonna have a problem.
I'm demanding.
Your principal are going to have a problem.
Maybe the job ain't for me then.
But that's what we're saying. That's what we've been saying the entire time.
But I'm not going to put hands on kids like that. Your first
mistake. Let me tell you your first mistake. You said you demand respect. They don't care what you demand.
Yes.
When you tell a kid to leave and he looks at you,
if you need this credit, hold on.
Just answer me this. What do you do when you tell the kid to leave and he says, N-word, I ain't going nowhere. Fuck you. I ain't going nowhere. What you gonna do then?
I know this. And my thought is, in my mind of thinking, at that point, I'm able to whatever security is at that building. We need him removed from this class.
Well, now he got to put hands on him.
If I tolerate this, what is that showing them other 31 students?
But now you're asking.
They think it's sweet. Now they thinking that it's open season.
Now, hold up. But now you passing the buck. All right, let me get.
I'm not passing the buck. He has to be removed.
Let me just explain it.
We shutting this on everybody. We shutting this down.
Jay, let me get this 1 point off so I can shut you down real quick.
Go ahead.
You said get security, right?
That's
now
security.
Okay, now that person has to grab him and get him out your classroom. When we showed a video of a security person coming into the room grabbing a kid, you lost your mind on the security. When the guy was getting punked and the teacher was getting called all types of P word and all types of whatever, and the security came into the room, we did it like 2 weeks ago, and he came in and he checked the kid, you had a problem with that. But now you want to call that person.
What's going to happen in my class? The other student, the fact that I demand respect and he's holding everybody up, his peers are going to get on him.
But you want somebody else to do it, right?
No, it's going to be a different environment.
Call somebody.
You gonna make me sign up to be a substitute teacher just to show you.
So no.
I feel like respect is due. I know how to.
Jay,
I've been managing people for a long time.
Listen to what you said, Jay.
Check.
Who need their check? So let me tell you something about
they need their credit
in the education
and they gonna respect me.
Because that's not how it works. You just said your solution is calling a security guard, right? What about the other teachers in this high school that are saying, "Oh, I'm going to call a security guard"? How many doggone security guards you think are in the school? You're going to be waiting in line for a long time. You think you're going to have a security guard right outside your door on call? That is not how it works. It's not how it works. I'm telling you.
Hey, I agree with Mo, and I agree that the guy was totally wrong. I'm just going to say this. It's a bigger problem. I'm going to repeat. It's a bigger problem because we live in a disrespectful society, and we glamorize the disrespect all the time. And these kids have grown up in this disrespectful society, and these teachers are now returning the disrespect, and it's going to get worse because there's going to be cousins and uncles involved. Because if that kid has any family members,
it's on.
It's now going to be
it's on.
And now, you know who I feel sorry for? The other kids who are just sitting there going like, I wasn't doing nothing. Because now they're traumatized in a situation where they got to see that type of violence right in front of them. And this is what they got to deal with. So now everybody's screwed up. It's a bigger problem. And I'm telling you, the guy was wrong. He should not teach. But just saying who's wrong or who's right is not going to solve this problem. I'm Culture Radio. I mean, as an adult, you have to look past a lot of stuff these children do nowadays. You're not going to win in that situation. You're not. But the people who are going to lose is when all the adults decide that they're not dealing with your kids no more. Jay, is Corey work like that?
No, she said it can't work like that.
It can't work like that. You need to visit a school for a day. Some teachers don't have that type of support. No, when I tell you, I went to a basketball game and these kids weren't doing nothing wrong. They weren't doing nothing wrong.
Not here, Erica. Not in all states. You don't have to have a degree to be a substitute teacher. There are a lot of substitute teachers here that do not even have an associate's degree.
And I'm
that's
just
why I
saying,
said that.
I just
Yeah.
want to say, when I was at the basketball game, I had a ball, and the kids weren't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah,
But
they
I
use the
see
resources.
the intensity it takes for a teacher to actually control a group of young people. And I just think it is amazing that teachers can do it, because they wasn't doing nothing wrong. They wasn't even doing nothing wrong. And I was like, whoa, this is intense right now.
And then, but then to your point, as an educator, am I supposed to take, or I have to pick and choose my battles as well? Because am I supposed to stop my class, stop my instruction every time I know that John Noble has a problem? But listen to yourself.
But
you're going
like
to take 30 minutes out of each day, right? Out of each lesson.
Respect my classroom.
To stop instead of ignoring the behavior. So if
you can't ignore it, it's going to breed more. The cancer is going to spread to all the other students.
Look how mad you're getting just talking about it.
Because I know I don't do. You cannot. You have to have control and be respected.
You're gonna have
I've had teachers like Joy mentioned about I had Miss Chalmers in the 4th grade. If Miss Chalmers gave you a look, it was on. Then I also had Miss Towns was a sucker. Everybody ran over her and did whatever. So is what the teacher demands.
These kids,
they control their environment.
All them women that you're talking about did not come up in an environment where little boys was down the disc and put their hands on a gun.
Joy put up a point. I'm thinking if the principal, because she said if you could lose
too many
resources,
reports of negative behavior, the school loses their resources.
So is the principal saying let's not report this? They want to keep it in house and trying to keep the teachers from not, bringing this up. They want them to tolerate it just so they can get money.
You've never been in a teachers meeting with the principal. Like you've never been in one of those faculty meetings, Jay Black.
I said at what point did the teacher give the student an option to leave before putting his hands on him? He wanted to smoke, so now he got to deal with his uncles.
If he has uncles and pops, hopefully it won't turn into that. If he does, go another step further, Mike J. What you gonna do when your own child tries you? Trust.
What you demanding? You gonna respect my house? You going to respect my classroom?
Your whole attitude is the same attitude that dude was having in the classroom. He was like, "You not gonna disrespect me by calling me the N-word, you little mother, whatever." And he put his hands behind his back because he was acting just like you're acting right now. You mad just thinking about it?
I am because I know that it is a buildup, and it's you just got you can't slack off in the beginning because once it starts, it's on. If the buildup demand it from day one.
If the buildup is every time you send that kid out, he gets sent back to your classroom and disrespects you the same way. And every time he gets sent, all that happens is he comes back. You can't remove him. You can't get him out the class. You have to teach the boy, and that boy's N-wording you to death all day. He's calling you every type of P word, every type of whatever.
We need a new principal that know how to run a school.
Try that then.
That's what we need. I need support. If I don't have the support, how can I effectively do my job?
It goes from one person not having support. The teacher don't have support. The principal don't have support. The principal got to deal with people over his or her head.
Superintendent
that don't give a damn.
Right.
Look, Jay Black is just like Steve from Django. He's going to do what he's supposed to do. If he has a problem, he'll let those who handle business take care of it. If there is nobody to take care of it, that kid wants it right back in your class. And I'm telling you, the teacher was wrong. I want to repeat that. I don't want that to get lost. In this situation, this teacher wanted to fight this kid. He's never even asked this kid to leave the classroom and made zero effort to de-escalate the situation. Kid was trying to get around him be done. We don't know what happened. Like, he's wrong. He's wrong. And unfortunately, I don't know why they're not video cameras in every classroom so we can see everything. I don't know why we got to rely on the kids to actually not only be students, but to be directors. There's only one security guard, police officer, and they are not always in. There's only one police officer in my kids' school. And they're huge. They're a campus. Joy Jennings, listen, our SOR, our safety patrol, be on chill. They not running to help anything.
They just want their checks.
Stay in the building.
Yeah, they just want their checks. They just going through the motion.
What? Okay, we got to get to allegedly. But what actual option? That's got to be the worst job ever, to be the person that they call
Free Mr.
Grab
Clark.
one of these kids.
Free Mr. Clark.
What was the comment before that?
Joy.
We've had
75% quit in her district, in her county alone. That's alarming.
All right, hit allegedly, y'all. Let's go.
Oh, wait. I'm behind on these. I like to get these people comments up at least. All right, let's just read through them real fast, and we're not gonna comment.
Do you remember the high school basketball coach who was beat up by players on his team? Yes, I do. You don't have to have a degree in Texas. You get paid more if you have it.
Yeah, that's how it is here.
Look back in my days, teachers demanded respect and they didn't get it. We got our butt whipped with that paddle with the holes in it.
With the holes in it.
Where you can hear it coming.
Yes. Yes.
All he had to do was say, "Get out my class." Well, he did eventually. He did eventually. Wow. We only saw a clip. We don't know if he did tell the kid to leave. I don't know, man. It's traumatizing to see stuff like that happen in the classroom. And I feel bad for these kids who have to actually have to be there and deal with that. Because a lot of kids the majority of kids ain't bad kids. And I'm not even saying this kid's a bad kid.
Starts at home, as somebody else said earlier.
Well, forget it starts at home. A lot of stuff goes on in these homes that y'all just have no idea that if you did if you knew some of the stuff that they go through before they hit your doors, it would give a better understanding and a better context to their behaviors. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of time.
Y'all, I give a round of applause to people for wanting to teach other people's kids. I don't even want to babysit your kids. I don't know how y'all do it and actually don't wind up in rehabs. Bishop said my wife is a teacher in the elementary and college, and it's getting hard to teach and lead anything.
All right.
But Jay said all he needs is a day in school. He can fix his whole problem.
No.
Here we go.
No.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Let's get this mother crawl.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Allegedly, with Sexy Mo, powered by Media Room 360 TV.
Okay.
All right. Well, don't forget, everybody, we reserve the right to retract any of these stories that Mo is about to give out because we don't know how true they are. We just know she scrolls her cell phone and she's got some connects to give us stories. So at any moment, we can stop her and say, nope, that's not right. Mo, go along with allegedly.
Well, this is not alleged. This is very, very true. My sources tell me that Rich Daddy Dollars from Love and Hip Hop, his daughter has made the headlines. She was arrested. Shoot 'em up, bang, bang, pew, pew, pew. Her first day on the job at Kroger's as a security guard. Her baby daddy rolled up on her with somebody else in the car. Now, interesting enough, she has a restraining order against her baby dad, right? Rolls up on her in the car, and I guess she gets thinks that something is awry. She said that she was a little nervous, and she pulled out on him.
She shot at him.
Yes, she said that she tried to run, but they caught up with her, and she turned around and shot.
What is wrong with people? Why are you chasing her?
Why was you chasing her? So she said she fired like 2 shots because she said that she thought somebody in the car reached for a gun. So which means there must have been, she has a restraining order against him, she was carrying and thought that he was pulling out something, it must be some history of violence or something going on there, right?
So Rich Dollar is the guy from whatchamacallit?
Rich Daddy Dollar, Rich Daddy Dollars.
Remember, he was dating Erica Mena and Creep Squad.
Creep Squad. He was also on the counseling show with Mariah, because he's been dating Mariah for years. The white
Mariah
girl.
Lynn.
Yes, Mariah Lynn.
Yeah, please say the last name because I was about to be like, what?
Not Mariah Carey.
Please say the last name. Please say the last name.
And so she was so of course her baby dad came back to the scene and basically said, no, I was just trying to give her money. I was just trying to give her cash. I wasn't reaching for a gun.
But it's a restraining order, so he's not supposed to be around regardless.
Not supposed to be around. That's the catch.
Well, here's a mugshot. There's a mugshot.
They arrested her, of course, and they arrested her because she discharged the firearm.
Yeah, you can't just shoot
for assault.
Hey Jay, how'd you like to teach their kids?
You idiot.
You got to teach a kid whose mom is shooting at the dad. He got a restraining order. And you got to teach them algebra. Oh boy. Oh, them poor teachers, man. Oh my. So where did this happen? What city did this happen in?
So this happened in Memphis.
Oh, it's not legal to. I always think every down south city or state is legal to carry a gun and just.
So
maybe because that's the way.
It's not that it's illegal to carry a gun, but I do think that there are charges that come with busting off
when you
on
shoot
somebody.
off, and it wasn't justified. Yeah.
I think that there is, but she was released. She was released on her own recognizance. So I want to follow this story. Only because I'm nosy as hell. But also I want to see what the backstory is on this, because Rich never actually even speaks about his daughter. I've never heard him really speak about his adult daughter.
On his show, I think on his show he mentioned her before.
Like I'm talking about drama, like in terms of drama with her and the baby dad and stuff like that. So I'm interested in
Queenborn think her mom is in jail too, so it might be a family affair.
Man, or did they get that straightened out? Goodness gracious, ain't your fault, Mo, but these are the stories that we got.
These are the stories that come to me. All I do is report them. Don't get mad at me.
What you got?
But we need a prayer from the bishop.
Speaking of bad kids, T.I. is coming back at all of the fans and all the people who are dragging him on social media lately. You know, he's always getting backlash about King's behavior. And basically, you know, they're like, yo, you got some badass kids. And he's like, first of all, I don't got no badass kids. You know, he said, everybody got at least one. And if you ain't got one, then you lucky. He said, but if you got 3 or 4 or more kids, he was like, you got at least one, it's going to run into some trouble. He was like, but, all in all, he's done a good job with raising his kids, he feels. So he's coming back at some of the haters out there right now who's trying to drag him for, the way King wilds out and try to act like he's from the streets.
Yeah, well, we've seen a few videos. Hope he stays safe. Hope he stays safe.
He looks different. This is what King looks like now. Hold on, I ain't seen him in forever since the show. Hold on. Put this picture.
He was a cute kid. They were a cute family. Who knew?
Who knew that King was going to turn out like this?
Everybody. Oh.
Yeah. He was the one that was like, if you ever watched the show,
that don't even look like the little boy I remember seeing.
Yeah, if you watched the show, you would remember he was the one that was the real emotional. He used to cry a lot. I always used to say, I really think that he has emotional support issues.
He got locked up too. Jesus.
He got locked up. He's gotten in trouble for shooting for brandishing a gun, a firearm, all kinds of things that he's, been in trouble for and been in the news for. Threatening people. He's just always making headlines on something negative. But T.I. is like, listen, everybody who's out there who's been a parent, you got 3 or more kids. Hey, I know you at least got that one kid who done did something. So lay off.
I mean, and listen, man, I'm far from a perfect parent. But it's kind of hard for T.I. What can T.I. really say when a kid says, well, what was you getting into? Like, I mean, it's unfair, but is it really unfair? Like, cause it's kind of hard to discipline a child when they're doing not exactly. Obviously, the charges ain't the same, but they kind of doing exactly what you did.
Yeah.
And you always wonder why these young people nowadays, when they parents get rich, why they are still so driven to try and act as hood as possible.
All right.
I don't get it. Culture Radio says it's funny because these kids who grew up like he did really think this street life is cool. I don't get it.
Is that I'm 51. A bunny rabbit on his neck? What is that?
That's a Playboy
bunny.
Okay.
I wish him the best, man, in real life. There's nothing more stressful than you going through something with your kids and you trying to get them to do the right thing. Like there's I guess the only other stressful was going to jail, which he's done that too.
Done that too. Check.
And where's Tiny? Like, where's Tiny in all this? Are they even together anymore?
She's still working on her ass, literally.
Yeah, they still together.
They still together, right?
No parent is perfect.
Yeah, no parent is perfect. You do what you can do, and you send them off in the world and hope that they'll be great, and hope that they'll, think about some of the things that you try to instill in them. And if they don't, you just pray on that too.
But you are you are offspring. Your kids, like they're all, like there's a representation of how your upbringing and how you.
I mean, we always
play
say
a
somebody
little
something
part.
crazy. We be like, "Who raised you?" But in all, you could have been raised right. You
I
could have just
gangster
chose to do whatever you
buddy.
wanted to do. What you could have.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, on the beat, went off the beaten path. That's all.
I mean, your house it does influence your kids, but sometimes, like I had no. As a kid, I didn't have any reason to be in the trouble I got into. Honestly, like that wasn't the household. That was just me being a dumb kid, or a dumb teenager that turned into a dumb 20-year-old.
Speaking of T.I. and Tiny, they are actually in a current legal battle. The trial has just started. They're in a current legal battle with the makers of the OMG and Brad Slime doll and the LOL dolls. So I don't know if you remember, Tiny had the group with her daughter in it called the OMG Girls.
Yes, Shanique was her daughter, and there was a couple. Yes. Yeah, there was a couple young girls in the group.
Friends.
I remember them.
Yes, they had that single.
They was promoting them on the show.
Yes, yes. So of course they didn't blow up and become this big sensation, but there's a doll line out called the OMG dolls.
Oh wow!
So
is it selling?
It's called the OMG or LOL or something. What is it called? OMG dolls?
So there's two lines. There's the OMG dolls and then there's the LOL dolls, right? But the OMG dolls look exactly like the OMG girls group.
Wow.
So, of course, T.I. and Tiny, they sent them a cease and desist and said, hey, these dolls are done in our likeness, blah, blah, blah. We didn't give you permission to use any of our likeness. We own the rights and it's trademark, right?
They do look
well, they decided to fight back and basically drag them and say, well, you were a mediocre group and
what does that have to do being a mediocre group?
Because they're asking for punitive damages now.
But you stole the idea.
So they're like, it was not based on you. And they're trying to bring the fact of they look more like the LOL dolls and more like the Bratz dolls and blah, blah, blah that came out before this group. And so if you look at the dolls, I don't know if Jay Black has a picture of that.
We got pictures of the dolls.
Each one of the dolls look exactly like, the OMG girls. Hair
with the hair split pink and black and
the outfits.
You think they got a case, Mike?
I guess they do, but I'm not a lawyer. I can see where they tried to make it so it was different, but it's not really. How can you say it's a coincidence when the girls, the hair?
OMG Girls is the group, and then the OMG dolls that you replicate. If anything, they could have said OMG dolls and just gave them a totally different look. Black and blue hair, hot pink highlighter hair. They stole their likeness, and then also, all the way down to the name.
Wow.
3 girls, same color hairs, the outfits. It's a unique likeness.
Yeah.
So yes, they do have a case, and they're in full litigation with it. And T.I. and Tiny, they're going full stream ahead. The only thing they wanted to do was cease and desist. They didn't ask for any type of monetary, but as soon as they countersued, they said, "Oh, you want to play," and so now it's a full-on suit.
What about these girls? What their songs like? I never heard their songs. I wonder if their songs or whatever.
Well, we're not going to play it on here because we don't want to get caught
up.
No,
we're not. I'm just wondering if a doll company, like, what are they promoting promoting this group? I don't know what their material's like. So what are you promoting with these dolls? Like, I don't know if they are, suggestive in their songs.
Well, a lot of these the dolls are just pop culture dolls, like the Bratz dolls and things like that. It's just a pop culture. It's a difference from the Barbies because everybody's not a Barbie girl. Let's face it. You know,
Right.
Barbie doesn't wear the highlighter hair. She doesn't wear the trending clothes. Barbie is more reserved. And so the Bratz dolls, the LOL dolls, you're really catering towards a more trending a trendy generation.
All right. How much more time do you have? Because we talked about dolls a lot.
That would be
We talked about dolls. Like grown men shouldn't really be talking about dolls like this. I don't know why.
Playboy
switching gears, talking about Playboy bunnies and Playboy girls. So this is one for you guys, and you can tell me what you think. And I'm like, didn't he learn enough from R. Kelly? Nobody should even talk about peeing on anybody. So Trina's in a recent interview with Young Miami from the City Girls. And she talks about, hey, what are some of your turn-ons? And of course, Miss Miami says that she's really into golden showers. So Trina says, you mean as in someone peeing on you? She says, yes, it really does something to me. So she's starting to reveal some of Diddy's, fondest sexual pleasures in this interview. I don't know if we got a clue bomb for that.
Oh my!
I know we were talking about some of the things. What are some of the things that she is saying that she's not going to do for this $250,000 a month stipend that she's getting, or whatever she's getting every month now? But clearly, that's one of the things that she indulges in is these golden showers.
Well, unfortunately, not unfortunately. Let me take that back. I was asked this question.
Right, P. Diddy.
I was asked this question during a podcast, and they asked me about all these rappers who are now talking about this.
Yeah.
Now, allegedly, Kevin Gates made some comments about it.
Yeah.
Your girl made some comments about it. Was it Gorilla made some comments about it?
Glorilla, yeah.
And all I'm gonna say is, hip hop ain't slick. They will normalize anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when y'all are all shocked, remember there was a cute little R&B song that was talking about eating groceries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Biggie did say, and after I ish on a bitch, like, I mean,
and I said, listen, I'm 51, so I'm the wrong. I told the podcasters I'm 51. I'm not down with what y'all down with. Like, so I can't judge what you guys are doing because I can't relate. But hip hop has a funny way of normalizing stuff that we used to think was crazy.
Was nasty.
I'm not saying if you do it that you're I'm just saying it was something nobody bragged about.
It was taboo. It was something that no one dare talked about if that was what you were into. Definitely wasn't normalized. But I agree with you, Mike. A lot of sexual things that were considered once a fetish are no longer deemed a fetish. They're really normalized sexual behaviors now.
And I don't even know how you build up to that in a relationship. I don't know how you go about to hinting that that's what you're into.
I'm with you, Mike. Yesterday you said, certain things are going to be like, an anomaly. I think one day somebody's going to be like, what? You don't get peed on?
You don't get peed on?
I'm telling you that is.
You don't pee on people?
And I don't want to start with Jay because we ain't got time because you got to go.
Yes.
But that's how powerful hip hop is.
Yes, it is.
Hip hop can make something that if we would have had this conversation 10 years ago, and actually we did have it 10 years ago about R. Kelly, but it was all negative. Yes. It was all negative. It was all like, you got to be kidding. Wasn't nobody going to admit that in a group. Wasn't nobody going to have a conversation at the Comfort Inn, at the bar at the Comfort Inn, be like, yo, you know what I did? So-and-so and so-and-so. Nobody was. But now I trust. I'm just waiting for a rapper to put it in their lyrics. Listen, and Queenborn, that's hey. Watch, there's gonna be
there's a lot of people into it. And then we have somebody on the show that said they like peeing on people. What's the girl from Dallas? Your friend, Vita? No, I don't want to disrespect.
Oh, Vita Loca.
Yeah, she said she like peeing on.
Yeah,
remember?
it was
she like peeing on people.
And
that was like she loved that. She enjoyed it. Like, I don't know what you get out of peeing on people or being peed on, but is it to each his own? Like,
To each his own.
I'm not. I'm not approved. Man, listen. To each, yes. To each his.
I think it'd be hard to actually urinate on someone just to stand there. I think mentally it has to be. Like, could you? I don't know if I could.
All right, so back in the late 90s. Anyway. No, I'm playing.
I can say tell a story.
I
remember this one time.
It wasn't really done on purpose, right?
I had a lot to drink that night. My bladder was full.
Yeah, you know.
Girl, I got to pee.
The way we were situated, dude, just
I thought I was asleep.
Who knew? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, things happen. Not everything happens on purpose. You know, sometimes things happen.
Queenborn said, "To each is nasty."
Go ahead, Queenborn. Say yo. And I would love to know, because I know I'm not allowed to ask ages on women, but I would love to know the ages of everybody, so you can see the different way that we think about things. Than what these like, hey, Tashabi, I wasn't gonna bring that up. I'm trying not to.
And on that note, because those are all different things, Tashabi, I am out of here until mañana.
All right, girl. Have a safe trip.
Friday Eve, all.
Queenborn said I'm 37. No, that's if you're into it, Queenborn. But you're not into it.
But she's 37, so you can see her view and opinion on stuff like that. Like that, you know, some people are still on.
So it's younger? So the younger the girl, the more they into it, you think?
I think the younger generation has got more. Dog, we are finally at the age. Jay Black, that we're looking at people younger than us, and we don't get it. Like, we just don't get it. We crossed over. You said something a while ago. You said you don't even listen to any new hip hop because he can't.
It all sounds the exact same to me. I swear to you, and I do. And I felt when I said that, I said, "Dad, that's what my parents used to say." But this is the sound, the same track, is the same exact Little Baby to I don't even know who's out right now. Like, they all sound the same to me, and it may just be to me, but it's like. Wow.
Somebody, we don't want to get too deep into hip hop right now, but somebody made a good point. A producer said, back when we were coming up, and that makes us sound old, we had producers that all had their own sound. Like Swiss Beat has his own sound. Just Blaze had his own sound. Yeah. Timberland had his own sound. Dr. Dre had his own sound. But now what has happened is that these producers can use every producer's sounds, their drums, their snares. So it winds up snatching. It winds up sounding all the same. Culture. I talked about that on my show last week. The question is, if it was a crush, will you let them? If it's a crush,
so if it's like a Drea, like whoever you think, Ruby Rose, whoever you think is like, boom, would you let them show?
I guess, you know, some people are gonna say Beyonce, but it depends how much water she had. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just like
is it strong uration?
Yeah, is it really?
Is it light? You know, it could be light in color. It could be just like water stream. Like when you must.
But
that's interesting though. If you really was deeply like, if that was your celebrity crush or whoever, and you had a chance, but they had to pee on you.
But you know how dangerous that is to take part in something like that and have that not come out, that your family has to know about that. Like, you got to think about all that stuff now. Anything you do, what's the word? Anything you do in the dark always comes to the light.
That's what they say.
So I don't know. Being a DJ, I 100% agree with you, Jay. So, but when did we ever think we were going to be here? Like, it still bugs me out now that I honestly, after spending 20-something years in radio, that to this point, you know, when my generation of hip hop ended for me for new music was Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Those are the last two rappers that I actually, that's it. I'm like, I don't know the hottest 5 rappers right now. Yeah, and I've never not known the hottest 5 rappers in life. I do not know the hottest 5 groups, rappers.
Top 5 current rappers right now.
I don't.
Who are they?
I would still say Kendrick and Drake, just because those are the guys I can still listen to. And J. Cole.
Lil Uzi Vert, you can't rock with him?
He's not bad. I'm not saying none of these guys are bad. I'm not playing
Kodak
in my
Black.
car. I'm not playing Kodak Black. Not that he's once again. I'm not saying
Rod
he's not
Wave. I'm just trying to see who's
now that you're saying these names, I recognize the names. Now I recognize the names. Rod Wave. I recognize obviously Kodak Black and
Young Boy Never Broke Again.
Was that the real name?
Playboy Cardi.
I heard of Playboy. I know Playboy Cardi. If they had a debate right now, I would be lost.
And L.E. Chopper.
Yes, I remember.
A Boogie with the Hoodie.
A Boogie with the Hoodie.
You can name me 3 songs from anybody I just had. Can you name me 3? No.
If they play them.
Some names.
If they play them. Dirk, Kendrick, Drake.
Oh, he
Lil
was giving
Baby,
his top 5.
Kodak.
That is top 5?
1, 2,
That's probably the
3,
current top 5 he's saying.
Yeah, it happens. I never thought it was going to happen.
Nah. Shiny said her celebrity crush can't pee on her.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Moneybag Yo. Can you name me some Moneybag Yo songs?
If you play them, I would be like, oh, that's his song. Oh, that's their song. But I don't know them off the top by name. I don't know the verses. I don't know the hooks.
You know Key Glock?
Definitely not. I do not know. And this is no disrespect to y'all, because y'all not going in the studio making music for us. Y'all not trying to
real talk. Lil Baby song, they all sound the same to me though.
And I actually like Lil Baby. But
the same whine and auto tune sound, like it's just the same vibe. It's just the same.
Dog, I don't know.
Fabio Foreign. Who the
hell? It happened, y'all.
We
finally got to that mature level where we're over the top. We still want to hear who we want to hear. We still, we still want to hear. We still listening to shout to Petey Crack. Shout to because he's still doing it. But shout to Rockefeller Records. That was our shout to Dipset. That was our era.
2000, late 90s, early 2000s.
And Tashabi went right to the real hip hop music. Stopped with E40, Cube, and Scarface. See, once you get to a certain age, you start saying what was real and what was not. Now I agree with you because I'm from that era, but I'm still, I'm still listening to KRS-One. I'm still listening to Chuck D. I'm still, and I know these young people. I can't believe that these young people have absolutely no idea who they are. Shawnee, so Idris can't. That's just nasty. Tingle.
Shawnee said, "Hell, if it no."
Okay, Jay Black. Remember, same songs makes money. Too Short made 15 albums talking about the same thing. Yeah, the content was the same, and we all had different sounds. But it seems like now with the internet,
I think it's the mumble rap changed it. I think that's what changed when we couldn't I think that's what really shifted.
I think it was the beats. I think the beats became very similar. And I think all the singing, I don't know, dog. They don't care. DJ Super Freeway is having a 20-year anniversary show for the Philadelphia Freeway album, February 25th at the Fillmore in Philly with a live band.
I saw that. We probably should get Free on the show.
We should get Free on the show. We should get him on the show. All right, y'all.
Yeah, that would be easy too. Yeah.
We are finished. Finito. It's a shorter show with Mo having to leave, so we'll be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Shawnee Scott will hopefully be back on the show sometime later next week.
Oh, real quick. What was your thoughts on that? Did you see that the Rugrats is coming back? And did you notice who was a single parent? You think that was strategic? Did you catch that the black girl was the only single parent? I thought that was odd to me. I thought it was odd.
It's not odd. We want to say things look odd because we don't want to admit to what that really is, but that it is exactly what you think it is.
Like
it is exactly what you think it is.
That blatant and obvious though?
Is that blatant and obvious? Do they have the different relationships? I can't tell. That's a mom and a dad, allegedly. That's a single mom. Isn't that a mom and a dad to the right? So they don't have any couples including.
But a lot of the comments, because she's a strong black woman, she don't need a man. Like that's what some of the comments were saying. Like under that
y'all
post.
Don't stop that strong.
That's what the comments was like. People were justifying that she didn't need it, and I'm thinking like
that is not why they created that character as a compliment. That was a stereotype that they wanted to replay and reinforce, y'all. Like let's stop. Let's stop trying to turn everything into strong. Let's stop trying to turn everything into a strong black woman and everything into I'm speaking my truth when you just gossiping. Let's stop. Come on, y'all. That's not I laugh out loud. It was meant to be it was meant to be exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
Oh, wait, James said they changed it. After, I guess the backlash. So they flipped the script. Now they put it with the dad.
No, now she has a man. And it's Idris Elba. You gonna tell me they sat there in a creative meeting? They sat there, and you're gonna tell me that they didn't all go, yeah, it would be great. We'll have the black woman be single. She'll be a single mom. That's obvious. That'll be the one. We can have great storylines. Oh, man, y'all are foul people, boy.
Wait, I missed several comments.
They changed the comments. She has a man now.
Missed it.
Jeanette said I stopped at Cardi B and Megan music. See, we all got the artists that we stopped at. Joy says, I've got to get in here with my babies. However, I want to say it takes a village. We need help from parents, the community, as well as our system. Had a student stabbed with a Rambo-style knife. Jesus. Another student last week, 15 times in the face over a boy. In the bathroom stall. It takes a village. If we can't change for our future.
Joy's pleading for help. She's a teacher out there, and
that is horrible.
It is. Yeah.
Damn, that's horrible.
Yeah. Yep. It will be Friday.
I don't even want to ask what school you work at. It will be Friday tomorrow, y'all.
Yes,
Don Page, as soon as my son gets in my truck, he puts on his earbuds because he doesn't want to hear my music, old school rap. Now I know. We ain't the cool ones no more. God. But we had a good run. Afro Queen. I'm on my way
to Iceland. Nice.
See y'all tomorrow. Have a good weekend.
Who you going with, Afro Queen? Who you going
Iceland? With? Who just jumps on a plane to go to Iceland?
Is that a date?
Is that like a slang term for a place in your city, or is that real Iceland?
Iceland.
Is that like an expensive place?
Is it black people in Iceland?
I don't know.
What's the population?
If they are black people in Iceland, as single moms.
Like Susie.
Like Susie from the Rugrats.
Oh, God. All right, we about to get real silly. All
right, we out of here. All right, love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in life. Fight for your happiness. And never let anyone take it from you. We will see y'all tomorrow. Michael Shawn, Jay Black, Sexy Mo, and Shawnee Scott. Yeah, y'all.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you